Hi, this is Trepacer. This is going to be my video answering the questions that people ask me, and thank you everyone that asked me questions. So I'm going to try to answer them, and hopefully not make this video drag out too long. Okay. Okay. First person up is Blu-ray Evan. Hi, Evan. Hey, man. Here's a question for you. If you had to choose 5 movies from each genre to live with for the rest of your life, what would they be and why? Okay. Good question. Okay. Let's go with westerns first. I love westerns. Okay. The Searchers, John Wayne. Great movie. Him searching for his kidnapped niece, and his family was murdered. He ate Indians. He's gone with his nephew to find his niece, and you're not sure whether he's going to kill his niece or not. It's a classic movie with John Wayne, Jeffrey Hunter. Next one would be The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, another movie with John Wayne, directed by John Ford. The last movie with the John Ford and John Wayne collaborated on, and it's basically a story about an aging gunfighter, John Wayne, and a new guy that comes to town, Jimmy Stewart. And it's a great Western, classic Western film in black and white. Lee Marvin's the bad guy. Great movie. Third Western would be Once Upon a Time in the West. Henry Fonda's a bad guy. Charles Bronson and Jason Robards. Just a great movie Western by Sergio Leone. Classic soundtrack. And you see Henry Fonda as a bad guy, which you never hardly see. Okay, fourth movie would be Red River. John Wayne, Montgomery Clift. They play like a surrogate father and son, and there's a big showdown in the movie. Great acting by both actors in this. Number five would be Western. Would be hold on. Five Western would be. Oh yeah, the Angel and the Batman. I love this Western. John Wayne and Gail Russell. He plays a kind of not a bad guy, sort of like a rebel kind of guy, and Gail Russell's like a Quaker girl who falls in love with him one night when they stumble upon him. Her and her family stumble upon him after he's been shot and wounded, and she kind of nurses him back to health, and she falls in love with him, and this is a big decision whether he's going to be bad or good, whether he's going to stay good or bad, or try to lead a quieter life. And it's a great Western. Okay, and I'm just going to answer the drama and then comedy. I'm not going to drama and horror. Okay, I'm not going to drag this out too long. Okay. Drama, my top 5 dramas would be Best Years of Our Lives. I love that. It's my favorite movie of all time. 3 vets coming home from the war and their lives. I love that movie. Second drama would be second drama. Oh yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird. Gregory Peck. Fantastic performances. Laura Atticus Finch and his 2 little kids. He's a widower, and just a great drama, great human story. Number 3 would be drama. Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me think. Damn, I'm drawing a blank on dramas. Oh yeah. Laura, a movie starring Gene Tierney and Dana Andrews about a detective search, find a killer of a missing girl and then he happens to fall in love with a dead girl. It's a great drama. Okay, number 4 would be Gentleman's Agreement. That's another movie basically about racism in the 50s. Again, Gregory Peck. I forgot who else is in the movie with him, but basically it's shows the underground bigotry that was going on back in the 50s, and great performance by Gregory Peck. Number 5 would be drama. I can't think of these things on the spot. Oh yeah, movie called Disconnect. I love that movie. Disconnect. It's all these different stories and how people in the technology, how they connect with each other. Came out a few years ago. Disconnect. Absolutely loved it. Jason Bateman's in the cast. Fantastic movie. I highly recommend those 5 dramas. Okay, now the third thing is the horror genre. Okay, I would pick the Wolfman 1941 version. Lon Chaney. I love his performance in it about a bad guy, about a good guy trying to reunite with his father, and then he gets cursed, bitten by a wolf and cursed, and gets turned into a beast. Okay, that's the first one. The second one would be did I say Texas? Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre because it is what because it's about these people seemingly in the backwoods of Texas, and then you get hunted by these hillbilly families. It's great because it's scary. because it might possibly happen. And the third one would be Nightmare on Elm Street. I love the original one because there's no joking for Freddy Krueger in that one. He's deadly serious and terrifying at the same time. And there's another movie, I can't think of the name of it, but it's about where the three people go backpacking in the Australian outback, and then and the whole turn of the movie, the beginning of the movie is like I can't think of the name of it now, but people know when they see this. It starts off like a travelogue, almost like these three people, this guy and his two girls, and then when they meet up with this guy, and then the next day it turns into a nightmare, living nightmare, and they're basically getting hunted by this guy who was a serial killer who was actually living in Australia and back, and it's based on a true story. I can't think of the name of the damn movie right now, but I remember seeing that and saying, "Oh my God, what a great, fantastic movie." And number 5 would be The Thing. I'm sorry, John Carpenter's The Thing. I love that movie. Kurt Russell, guy stuck in the middle of nowhere, it's an alien creature that can transform to different forms, comes down there and basically terrorizes. And it's just a fantastic horror movie. The location, the acting, everything just makes this movie fantastic. So that's my 5 dramas, 5 horror, and 5 westerns. Okay, I'm not gonna. I think. Okay, so then moving on. Movie Mike says, worst movie / TV show you've ever seen. That would be a movie called Guns. Mario Van Peebles, Patrick Stewart, and I think Christopher Lambert. Just horrible. The movie just made no sense. It was boring, and me and my friend got up and left right in the middle of it. And another movie I think we got up and walked out on, it was called Sahara, with Matthew McConaughey and Steve Zahn, and I think Penelope Cruz is in that as well. But just a horrible movie. We remember watching it, and we just said, "This is like going nowhere, and this is boring as fuck." And we just got up and we looked at each other and said, "It's time to go," and we got up and left. Now, as far as TV shows are concerned, because I usually don't watch. I mean, if it's a bad show, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm trying to think. Well, I know a show that got ruined, I guess. But it was a decent but it got ruined. The Human Target. The first season was great, and then I guess for some reason they decided that maybe they weren't getting enough good ratings in it for it, so they introduced 2 women characters into the show, which watered down the TV show and made it not what it was. And sure enough, it got canceled. The Human Target. So I mean, that was a show that was good, and then they ruined it by not because the actors themselves, the women, but just their characters didn't add nothing to the show and took away from the uniqueness that made the show what it was. Okay, so because I can't think of a TV show that I can't stand, that I couldn't stand. I'm trying to think if it was a TV show I couldn't stand that I watched. And top of my head, I can't think of one. Although, like I said, Married with Children was fun in the beginning, and then it got progressively worse towards the end of it. But anyway, let's move on. Thank you, Movie Mike. Laser Blue says, "Hi, man. Here are my questions. What's your favorite movie from your childhood?" I think I have a couple. First one would be Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, because I remember on Channel 11 in New York, they used to always show these Abbott and Costello movies every Sunday at 11 o'clock before the baseball game came on. And I used to always wait for that particular movie. I used to watch the Abbott and Costello movies, but I would absolutely go crazy when Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, because you got Abbott and Costello, who I loved, and the Universal Horror Monsters, which I also loved, together in one movie. So I used to always love that. And also King Kong vs. Godzilla. They used to play it on Channel 9 in New York whenever there was a holiday, I think Thanksgiving or something, or Christmas. They always play those horror movies. I loved it. Godzilla, King Kong, and then it was King Kong vs. Godzilla was my favorite. So, when did you start collecting movies? I'm going to say back in my Air Force days when I was able to afford it. And then when I was overseas in Turkey for 15 months, there was no TV, so we used to rent movies, and I used to tape it. I used to tape them then and collect them. And there's a picture I have somewhere with me sitting in front of my closet. I used to have a big wide open closet, and it was filled up with movies that I used to just tape. I used to tape everything. Okay, we had 3 days on, 3 days off, and I used to just rent movies and watch them and tape them. Okay, what made you want to collect movies? As far as the Blu-rays and stuff are concerned, there's a YouTuber, Absolute Sublime One. I don't know why I was looking on YouTube, but I saw his channel and his collection, and it just made me want, I just loved all the different things he had, and it just made me want to do that as well. So I guess he was my inspiration to want to collect the movies that way. Okay, now, Chris Blue 007. Okay, you call me you old bastard. Thank you. Okay, question one. I always love to know every YouTuber when I see their video recording rooms, what the view outside the window. Okay, show us. Okay, matter of fact, what I'm going to do, I recorded it on my iPhone, and I'll add it in here during the video. Okay, Mr. Steelbook Daddy, this is the view outside my window. Okay, you see the fire escape, the building, see little trees down there, see cars passing by. There's a school, a Catholic school right across the street, which you can't see. And there's a little parking lot there. Sorry, but that's the view outside my window. Now you want to see that, so I'm putting this in the video so you can see. And I'm going to also film, hold on, outside my room door. So let's scroll back over here. See, there's my movies there, my posters there. Okay, there's my big screen TV there. And my camera there, you see me while I'm filming this. I'm getting ready to film my answers to the videos. Okay, there's my little computer set up there. Okay, right there. Some more movies and stuff. And some movie posters and stuff there. And some clothes. And some more movie cabinets and stuff. There's movies there. Okay. And there's, of course, that right there. And movie posters there and TV got people there. So I'll let you see outside my room. People rarely see this, so consider yourself fortunate. There's my poster from The Dark Knight Rises. Anyway, very fortunate. Okay, there's the kitchen. Kitchen. Sorry about the darkness. And that's the bathroom, such as it is. Okay, tub. There we go. And there I am right there. Okay, that's it for you, Mr. Steelbook Daddy. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed that, Mr. Steelbook Daddy. Hope that view, you got a view that very few people see. Okay, question two. Your room is looking super packed right now. Are you going to invest in some super-sized cabinets for your movie soon? Yes, I will. In fact, what I'm going to do, right over there, I have Blu-rays that are like piling up on my computer box. I'm going to have to bring some boxes from work, and I'm going to box up right over here, where you can see that where I'm pointing. There's VHS tapes here. I'm going to box all of those up, and that'll leave me a big open space, so I can put all these Blu-rays down there. And then I think what I might do also is take this right here, because this is on wheels, believe it or not. I used to have my old TV way right back. This is how old this thing is. I used to have my glass tube TV in the middle of this. That's why I got this. This is like a TV unit, I guess, as they say in the States. A TV unit and shelving right here. I guess you can put other stuff there. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is unload this and box up the VHS tapes that's on here mostly, and then these burnt DVDs that I have here, box those up, and then also take this. And what I might do with my VHS tapes is take it to a Salvation Army or something, or just put on a list on Craigslist. And if somebody gives me some money, I say, hey, you can take all these VHS tapes. Okay, because I just, I take most of the TV shows and stuff. There's a few movies that I have on VHS that I think I'll keep. But for the most part, I think I'm just going to put them on Craigslist and get rid of them, just so I have more space. Because I have a closet, in the closet over there, I have boxes full of VHS tapes, which I don't really even look at anymore. So why not just give them to somebody, put them on Craigslist, and whatever somebody wants to give me the best offer, say, here, have you can take them. That way I'll have a lot more space. Because I just want to have like Blu-rays and DVDs. Okay, that's all I want to really have, and that'll free me up with a lot of space. But I'm thinking about taking this and rolling it into that room over there. I have a half room near the kitchen, and maybe putting that out there, and then maybe buy a cabinet that I can put right here that's wide enough that'll fit in between this cabinet and the cabinet that's over there, and then I can that'll have shelves, and I can put more movies on it. Okay, which is the trend that I'm going with, so I think I'll do that. Okay, question: what's your best movies of 2015 so far, and 3 stinkers? Okay, best movies: Mad Max. Love that. Charlize Theron was fantastic in that. And The Gift. I love that movie. I forgot the guy's joke. What's the guy? I can't think of his name. But I know Jason Bateman was in it, and I forgot the other guy, which I can't remember his name now. But he was great in it because he wrote and directed it as well. But basically about a guy who meets a childhood friend, and their history is more complicated than you think of it. But one of the best movies of the year. Okay, and The Martian, which I just recently saw, was with all-star cast, fantastic. Got to see that movie. Great movie. About a guy who gets stuck on Mars and the people have to rescue him. Okay, now the three stinkers. That's easy. First one would be Fantastic Four. Just horrible. Just I don't know. Like I said, they did a horrible job with the editing of that movie. There's a whole third of the movie that's missing. It looks like a whole third of the movie that is just missing from it, and the ending was all rushed and just horrible. Just horrible job of that. Next thing would be what else? Oh yeah, Sinister 2, which wasn't as good as the first movie. The first Sinister was really good, the one with Ethan Hawke, but this one just not. It had potential, but it just didn't live up to the potential of it. Okay, and the third one would be let's see, As Below. Or so Above, As Below. I think that was the name of the horror movie that I saw. This, like I said, it was supposed to be about this. I guess she was a researcher, and she was trying to, and it was taking place in Paris, and she basically corralled her friend to come down there with her, and got this other group of French guys to take her down to the tunnels and explore, and it wound up just being a boring and a cluster of boring ideas. Okay, and mostly like because people were filming stuff, so it's again you get the found footage aspect of it, and it was just not a very good movie. Okay, and I didn't see that in the theater. I actually bought that movie, but I think for $9 or something. But it was really a disappointment. It wasn't as good as it could have been. Okay, and the heroine of the movie was very annoying, and I blame her for one of the guys dying in the movie because he didn't want to go down there. She basically forced him to go down there, and he winds up getting. This is well doesn't matter. He wound up getting killed because of her. Okay, and I thought that was. I think her disgusting character survived, which was really not fair, especially when the guy didn't want to go down in the first place, and she basically convinced him to go down there. Okay, so cheers to you, buddy, as well. Okay, now what's the next thing? A Tiger Bomb 08. Why did you stop your tradition of going to the movies on Friday night? This is what the reason I did that is economic, is partly because movies in New York are, for the most part, like 13 something, depending on the theater, maybe $14. Okay, and then don't forget, 3D and IMAX is a whole nother level, about $20. But so what I did was, I found out the AMC theaters, which I have a card for that, and I get points every time I go to the movies. Before 12 o'clock, if you go, the movie's only $8. Okay, so I save about $5. So that's why I go on Saturday now instead of Friday, because if you go on Friday, it's the regular full price. So that's why I go on Saturdays, because that way. Because normally I used to go to movies right after work, and then, I watch my 2 movies and do my Saturday reviews. But it makes better economic sense. I can save money and get points on my card, and then eventually, you get points on your card. You can get free popcorn and all that stuff, and money off your ticket. You earn points, and you get money off of tickets and stuff. So that's why I ended that tradition of going on Friday night. So, and before, like I said before, I used to go with a guy I used to work with. His name is James, and it's funny, me and James, I haven't talked to James in a long time. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if he moved or not. I hope he didn't move. He lived in Queens, worked for transit, and we used to go to movies like every week. But I don't know, one day I think he came over here, and then I haven't talked to him in more than a year. I don't know. I hope he didn't move or anything. Maybe that's the only thing I can think, because he quit even calling me, and I should pick up the phone and call him, because I have his phone number in mind. He just quit calling me. I don't know. Maybe he was having personal issues or whatever. But anyway, so that question: what are your thoughts on the new Jessica Jones series coming to Netflix? I'm gonna watch it. I have Netflix, and sometimes I forget I have Netflix, but I'm gonna watch that because I watched the Daredevil series on Netflix, and that was so good. That was such a good. I love that. So I'm gonna be watching Jessica Jones. Comes out November 20th, I believe. I watch that. And do you watch Gotham? Yes, I watch it every Monday. I love the show. I love Ben McKenzie as James Gordon. He makes the show for me, and of course all the side characters, and the actor that plays the Penguin. I thought he's real good as well. I thought Jada Pinkett Smith overacted. I think that was a character choice. Her character overacted a lot, but I think that was a character choice for the character. How often do you double dip on movies that you already own? Not that I try not to do that often. In fact, there was a double dip question actually. In terms of, I have the James Bond collection over there, but now they release all these James Bond movies, in steelbooks, and I was thinking about getting them, but then I said, I got the movie, I got the movies here in the collection there, so why double dip on them? But you never know. I mean, they're reasonably priced too, only like $14.99 or $12.99. That's pretty good for a steelbook, So sometimes I do double dip. I do. Like I said, I got the Fast and Furious, the tire collection before the movie came out this year, the 7th one, and I also had the Blu-rays that I got earlier before that. So I kind of double dipped on that because I like the little tire thing, and it has a slot in there for the 7th movie I was checking, which I got the steelbook. I can put that in there. But I generally try not to double dip if I don't have to. But if it's in a neat package, maybe. Okay, now Toxic Storm, question 1. If you were on a desert island, what 3 items would you bring, and what 3 movie stars would go also? Good question. What 3 items would you bring? Shit. That's a good question. Wow, 3 items. Okay, I would bring a crate of pistachio nuts. I love pistachio nuts, so I would bring a crate of pistachio nuts. I love those pistachio nuts. I would love those. I would bring that crate of pistachio nuts. What else? A shaving kit, because I'm not going for the full beard thing, the Tom Hanks thing. I need to have a shaving kit so I can shave, in case every once in a while I just shave, I have a clean look or something, whatever. So shaving kit, pistachio nuts, and third thing would be, I was trying not to think of electronic things because, and when I say shaving kit, I mean just the razors and stuff, not and the cream and stuff, not the because I know you can't plug anything. I'm not a buzzer there, but at least if I had the bunch of razor blade, so I can shave myself and stuff, so and clean it and stuff. Pistachio nuts, and then what's the third thing I would take? I would take I would take a James Patterson novel. If I could take those, James Patterson, the Alex Cross novels, take those. I'm gonna count those as one thing, okay? I love the Alex Cross novels by James Patterson. I would bring those up because I'd love to read those again. The writing is great in that. I could do. Now, what 3 movie stars would go also with me? Okay, Scarlett Johansson. Okay, that's one. Okay, who else? Scarlett Johansson. Let's see. 2 other stars. Oh yeah, Scarlett Johansson, Jessica Chastain, and Bryce Dallas Howard. Okay. Or, you know what? Wait a minute. I'm gonna swap out Bryce Dallas Howard with the girl that played in what's that movie? Can't think of the name. Susan Bell, and she has one of these. She's British, and she has a real long name. I can't think of her name, and she's gonna be in the new Star Wars movie. I think they just picked her, so I'll pick her because that movie she played the star that was a singer, and then she's out of control, and then she met the security guard. I forgot the name of that movie, but she was great in it, and she's beautiful, and she can sing, and she's gorgeous. So, and she had a TV show where her and the bald actor, they was like spies, and she's gorgeous. Okay, so those 3, I forgot what her name is. She has like a 3-name, a weird name. She's British, and I can't think of her name, but her, I'll put it over the video. I'll look it up. Her and Scarlett Johansson and Jessica Chastain. Those 3. Okay, now, question 2. Name a couple of movies that you love so much you can watch anytime. believe it or not, Batman Forever. I remember having the VHS, not the VHS, I got the snap case of Batman Forever, and I used to just throw it in and watch it. First, I love the opening beginning of it, where you know, you see him getting dressed, and then and then you see that slow, because that's the first movie with Val Kilmer playing Batman. You see him getting dressed, and then you know, you see him taking off, and then you see him meeting Nicole Kidman's character, and then having that big confrontation with Two-Face. I love that movie. I could also watch, again, like I said, The Best Years of Our Lives. I love that. That's my favorite movie of all time. I could watch that anytime. What else? Oh yes, any Star Trek movies with, specifically with the old crew. Those movies I know William Shatner's corny and everything, but I love watching William Shatner. And I can watch, like I said, The Wolfman, any of those Universal horror movies. I love those movies. I can watch those anytime. Okay. And, you know, especially The Wolfman. I love that. That's my favorite horror movie. The House of Frankenstein is one of my favorites as well. Ghost of Frankenstein, House of Frankenstein. I love those movies. Okay, now, next question is from Leroy Green 85. What favorite sports team of all time roster and why? Oh. Oh, well, you asked a question that I gotta scratch my head about. Favorite sports team of all time roster and why? Well, I'm a Mets fan, you know. I'm a Mets fan, so if I'm gonna mix the genres up again, I'm gonna say because I love baseball. I'm gonna say for Mets, I'm gonna go mix up the '86 team with some guys from the other eras. I guess like say Keith Hernandez would be my first baseman. Danny Murphy would be my second baseman. Shortstop would be I'm gonna say Kevin Elster. Okay, third baseman would be Robin Ventura. Catcher, of course, would be Piazza. Pitcher would be, you know, Doc Gooden in his prime. Oh shit! Wait a minute. You know what? I'm gonna have to share Mike Piazza and Gary Carter together. They're gonna have to platoon. Okay. Outfield, of course, would be Strawberry, Cespedes, and who else? Tommy Agee. Okay. Mix the genre. Okay, and I'll let Davey Johnson be the manager. Okay. Now, top 5 from these decades. Oh, come on. Top 5 from these decades, 70s, 80s. 70s and 80s. 5 are the best from each decade. Come on. Top 5 from these decades. Favorite sports teams. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know too much about the 70s, but I'm going 80s. Sports team. I remember watching, you know, I'm a Knicks fan, but I remember the Lakers and the Celtics being just battling each other. So I'm gonna go Lakers and you know, the Celtics. Like I said, the teams with Bird, you know, Bird, Dennis Johnson, and Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish. And then the Lakers, of course, you know, with Magic, Kareem, James Worthy, Norm Nixon. Those teams, I'm trying to think, because like I said, I don't. 5 for best. Oh, I would have to look at the list, and I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to cut your question off. That I would have to physically look up, even though I know that some teams and stuff, I'd have to look. But as far as my favorite sports team, that Met team I gave you, that would be my favorite sports team if you mix in the team, you know, so decades. Favorite go-to meal you can eat anytime. Spaghetti and meatballs. If somebody cooks a good spaghetti and meatballs, I could eat that. Spaghetti and meatballs. If that was, because I've eaten different versions of it, but I could eat that anytime. Spaghetti and meatballs. Just, you know, and I'm talking real Italian spaghetti and meatballs, not the stuff you get out of the can. Even though I can eat that, and sometimes at least once a week I eat it, the frozen kind. But I would love the 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 kind you get in the restaurant with the Italian bread, garlic bread. Kill that. Okay, today's price. I say, okay. I think that's all the questions, and this video is almost 30 minutes. Sorry about that. And again, Leroy Green 85. I'm sorry not to answer your question in the right way, because it's just that top 5. I would have to look up that, and my memory is horrible when it comes to that. I mean, I know, there were good teams back then, but like I said, I would have to look that up. Like I know, like in the 70s, there was Steelers, the Raiders. In terms of football, I know the Steelers were good. I used to love it when I was little. Those Steelers teams, the Terry Bradshaw teams and stuff, and then hated the Cowboys back then. The Roger Staubach one guys, they were great. And I know the Vikings were a good team as well back in even though they lost the 4th chance to go to the Super Bowl. They lost the 4 shots at going to the Super Bowl. And out of the Raiders, Kenny Stabler, and they were good. I loved those. They were good. So I guess that'll be 4. I'm going for the 70s, and then that's 4, and 5 would be the Joe Namath Jets, right? That was in the 70s as well. So that would be my top 5 in this from the 70s. Okay. The Steelers is number 1 because they had such an awesome starting cast. All the Leroy Green, me Joe Green, Leroy Green, me Joe Green, Jojo White, Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris, Lynn Swann, John Stallworth. Just that was the team of the 70s. The Steelers. They were the team of the decade. Okay. And the 80s, like I said, in terms of basketball, I guess it would be the Lakers and the Celtics. Back then, the Knicks were more of the 70s, but I'm sorry, my question, I didn't answer your question the proper way. I just couldn't think of anything, okay, to kind of match it up. Okay, so again, thank you everybody that answered me questions, and I'm going to try to upload this video. I'm sorry it went kind of long, but I wanted to answer all the questions as best I can. And again, I'm going to try to edit the video in and put the, so you can see the view of outside the window and outside this room that people rarely don't see. That's where the magic happens. No, that's not where the magic happens. Okay, so this is Trepacer again saying thank you for answering me the questions, and I'm going to look for a video. I'm going to try to do a video of all my steelbooks. I'm getting, it should come this week, I should be getting the Avengers Age of Ultron 2 steelbooks that came out. I ordered them from eBay, and it's supposed to come, I think, on Monday or so. So I should show that in my next update. But I want to try to do a video with all my steelbooks in it so you can see. Okay, and I want to order Jurassic World steelbook, which is coming out as well. So maybe I'll wait till after that I get that one and then do an overview of all my steelbooks. Okay, so anyway, this is Trepacer saying so long and take care.